Hi there, welcome to the Tent News, where the truth comes to light and the stories everyone is talking about are brought straight to you. From shocking confessions and viral social media moments to real life mysteries and trending drama, this is the place where we uncover it all. Now, please watch this video first, and I will be back with the rest of my commentary.
We as South Africans don't condone violence, but sometimes actions speak louder than words. Whatever South Africans do at this point moving forward, that is justified. Because when we speak to our governments about the crises that we face in South Africa, it falls on deaf ears. Last week, when I was in town doing my hair, I was seated outside braiding my hair, and next to us was a shop, a very spacious shop that was divided into two. Part of it is owned by a Nigerian selling clothing, and part of it is owned or rented out to Pakistanis selling their phone covers, screen protectors, chargers, and so on and so forth. I've been plaiting my hair at the same place for years and years and years. I have never ever seen anyone purchasing screen protectors from that part of the shop. So what they then decided to do was to sit outside and canvas and get a young, very, very young, must have been a teenager, um, girl. She looked like she just came from rural areas. They decided to use her to canvas 20 rand screen protectors, 20 rand screen protectors, 20 rand. People are just passing. Now the question is, it's nice that they're using a South African, giving them a job, probably commission based, because the way that the lady looked, she didn't look like she's someone that earns a proper salary or commission for that matter. If no one is buying from that shop, how do you afford to rent that amount of space that's there and afford to employ one South African that looks very, very, very young, yet no one buys from you? But on the other side, or at the back of the street, there is another shop that's owned by Pakistanis, which is very spacious and very big, and it's very busy because a lot of people buy there. So that I can understand. They can afford their rents and employ South Africans and whatever, and foreigners as well. But this one, how do you then afford rent here and afford to employ someone? If for years you've been here, but very seldom people buy them. I've never ever seen someone buying from them. I do see people buying the clothing and what's, but not the screen protectors that are there. As far as I'm concerned, as a foreigner, if you want to start business in South Africa, you need to have a minimum of 5 million rand. There's a reason why they tell you that you need to have that 5 million rand. It's because you're supposed to uplift the economy of South Africa, not just only you making a profit. You need to be able to employ South Africans because majority of South Africans are also facing a huge unemployment crisis. I do not think that someone that's selling screen protectors for 20 rand and no one is buying from them has 5 million rand to come into the country and do that, unless if that business of screen protectors and whatnot is a cover up. In order for you to be employed in South Africa as a foreigner, you need to have scarce skills and qualifications. Selling screen protectors is not a scarce skill. Anyone can sell it. Even our paras, they sell screen protectors all along. You would never ever find a South African para going to the USA to sell screen protectors for 5 cents. You're crippling the economy. Now, foreigners come into South Africa in overwhelming numbers. Majority of them are illegal or they have been sold illegal documentation. Even though they have paid for it and they believe it's legal, some of them, those documents are given to them by corrupt officials. You do not meet that requirement of 5 million rand, they still give you the documents. You don't have any skills, scarce skills, they still give you that permit. So you can't then just come out and say it's valid, it's valid, it's valid. How is it valid when you're crippling the economy? Because very often the salons, the clothing shops, those Pakistani shops, they don't pay tax. We are dealing with corrupt government officials. as a country. We are protesting against them. We are holding our governments accountable. We are dealing with corrupt government officials who sell passports, which are legal documentations, to people that don't qualify for it. So if you don't qualify to have a business here in South Africa, and that 5 million rand, and you don't have those scarce skills, and you're sold citizenship, and you come here and then you start selling sweets, bananas, everything that South Africans sell, you are then taking their jobs away from them, directly and indirectly. And then you claim that you are here, it's legal, it's legal. Those very same documents that you buy are giving South Africans a bad name, a bad reputation all over the world, because there is a Nigerian man in China that has a South African passport, which they must have bought from these corrupt government officials that we're still dealing with. And then they are selling drugs in China. They can't say that then, I know these documents are legal, illegal. So yes, you have been given the documents as legal, or whatever the case may be. But then how are you going to sustain yourself there if you don't have the scarce skills, and if you don't have the amount of money for you to employ South Africans and for you not to do criminal businesses or activities? So when South Africans are marching against foreigners, of which many of them don't have the 5 million rand to start those businesses in the first place, they don't have the scarce skills to be employed. When they are marching against this and all shops are closed around you, you decide to open just because you were given a paper, which most likely would have paid for it. And you say, it's legal, it's legal, it's legal, it's legal. That's you being defensive. That's you showing that you don't agree with South Africans when they are holding their governments accountable. Because the very same government officials that gave you those documentations are the very same ones that most likely are the ones that are corrupt that we are dealing with. So would it then not make sense or be reasonable for you, if you feel that you are for South Africans as well as a foreigner, and that you're here legally and that you're not doing any criminal activities, for you to close your shop whilst the citizens are protesting? Number one, would it not make sense for you to perhaps maybe even join the march and show that you are with South Africans, that you don't agree with the illegal foreigners that do illegal things here in South Africa? Because if you're not with South Africans at this point, you're against them. Would it also not make sense for you, when they ask you and they tell you nicely, close the shop, for you to say, I am sorry? Maybe you didn't know maybe there was going to be a march, which I doubt, because it was all over the place, that there's going to be a march on the 25th in the area where your store is open. But you decide, no, it's valid, it's valid, it's valid. Don't you think that the Nigerian man that's in China using the South African passport, that passport was valid to him, or it was sold to him as valid? But no, it's valid, it's valid, it's valid. So now for you to say, when South Africans are asking you for your documentations and for you to close your shop, for your first response is, it's valid, it's valid, it's valid. It's very concerning. Why are you being defensive? Because there's a Namibian man that was also asked to show his papers when he was on his way to work. He didn't say, it's valid, it's valid, it's valid. Don't you think that the Nigerian that's in China selling drugs, that is in possession of a South African passport, that passport is valid, the same way that you're claiming your one is valid as well? Because it was sold by corrupt government officials that we are dealing with in that protest. So if you're not in support of that protest, it means that you're against South Africans. Even though you might not commit the crime directly as a foreign national, but your sibling, your brother is. So you're just going to say, no, I'm not going to involve myself because it's not me directly. You need to understand the environment and the community that you're in. Because there was also a Namibian man that was stopped. He didn't say, it's valid, it's valid, it's valid, when he was asked for his documentations. Instead, he said, all right, no problem, I understand and I don't feel offended. Here are my documentations. He showed about 5-6 documentations and they let him pass. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. And it's also a responsibility of the legal foreigners to also show that they were South Africans against the illegal immigrants that give everyone a bad name.
This lady right here decided to share her own perspective on legal and illegal foreigners, and she was politely asking those that are here legally to say, you know what, Ne, how about you just cooperate with South Africans? And what she is saying, it really does make sense because those that are here legal, they have to stand with South Africans to fight those that are here illegally, okay, to say, okay, you know what, Ne, we understand that South Africans are frustrated because of the high crime rate, things that are happening in the country, and the fact that those that are undocumented in most cases, when they do things, like crime stuff, they will not get arrested, they will not get caught because how are you going to get them? It becomes difficult, man, to even trace them. So now she's asking those that are here legally to say, you know what, Nick, can you please join and also fight this match that we are also fighting, this fight that we are also fighting to make sure that the country is clean. And with this one, I just feel like she is telling the truth. I also do stand with her to eliminate things that are happening in the country, just to do away with everything that is happening and to be able to trace those people that are behind whatever that is happening. A lot is happening, guys, like a lot is happening. And when it comes to the 5 million, like, I really don't know, guys. Comment your thoughts down below in the comment section. I really don't think that those people do have that much money, because if I have a 5 million rands, like, why will they go to a foreign country? It really doesn't make any sense. I don't think there is anyone who was going to come to side with such an amount of money.